Hi everybody, my name is Jim and welcome back to another episode of The Lake Effect Gardener. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's been a while. How are you all doing? I hope that you're all doing really, really well. I I don't remember the last time I filmed, to tell you the truth. I've been pulled in so many directions as of late that I've just, everything, my life was just kind of turned upon its head for a while, but here I am. Um, it's I feel like I'm saying this more and more, but it's just busy, busy. I had things going on. I had some family stuff that I had to attend to. And then, with school being in session, the time that I have to actually do anything is extremely limited. The nights are drawing in quite rapidly and trying to get everything done. Oh, I mean, this is nothing new, nothing new. I think you all quite understand where I'm coming from right now. If you've been following me on social media, you would have been seeing a few posts here and there to show you what I've been up to. I've been getting the garden cleared out the best I can, harvesting everything, finally getting the last harvests in. I did post my harvest for my cabbage. I've been working on getting those processed and taken care of. And that's also been kind of a slow-moving ship, so to speak, just because, again, I get home from work and there's literally no time to do anything. So, I mean, I've been processing mostly things as soups, which, soup takes a while to make. It takes a while to put together. It takes a while to cook. And, by the time everything's taken care of, the day is over. And then I'm, throwing the soup in the refrigerator and then, okay, well, I've got to can this stuff. So then the next day I come home from school, I have to heat up the soup again, get it processed and packed away. And so it's everything, it's all about how I'm using my time. Yard work. I think the big thing right now is getting everything winterized because we've already had a little bit of wet snow fall here in Western New York. Most of it's been in the southern tier, but I have been waking up to some wet snow falling. So, time is really of the essence. I had to get my car, my Corvair packed away for the winter, which makes me very sad. And I had a leak in my roof that I had to take care of, all those things that just kind of pile up that need to be taken care of before the snow flies. But this is long overdue, and I'm here to weigh in on the Transatlantic Melon Challenge. This year, we had the same kind of rules. If you guys remember, I will include this. I don't know if I'll do one of those taggy thingies or I'll just put it at the end for our melon challenge that we did. Jane Kelly over in the UK. She had Team UK and I had Team North America. Everyone says Team USA, but my Canadian friends were also very well engaged in this as well. So we had to grow Minnesota midget melons, okay, cantaloupe melons, and the sugar baby watermelons. This is my personal entry into the competition. My Minnesota midgets didn't do anything. I got a nice little vine rather late in the season, and then, it was too late. It was too late. It was forming flowers. It looked very pretty, and then nothing came to it, I did them in the tunnel. I think last year doing them outside was probably the better idea, even though they had been completely chomped away. That's another day. But anyways, I did manage to grow some sugar baby watermelons, so that's what I have. I've got a decent sized one here, and then I've got this big old lady right here. And this is big. I always say in my videos, I have big hands. This is rather huge. I think this is the biggest one I've ever grown. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh them so that you guys can see how I've done. All right, I'll do the smaller one first. I'll put this on my little Columbia, this little gem here. And this one, 2 pounds. Can you see that? Okay. So, yeah. I mean, definitely not as big as the ones that I grew last year. This one looks like it's starting to get a little soft. So it's good that I'm taking care of this now. And then this big mamacita right here, it's really quite supple. All right. And I've got just shy of 3 pounds. So that's quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. But the proof is always in the pudding. So I'm going to get this out of the way. Ugh. I'm going to cut, I think I'll cut the smaller one open first so we can take a look at what's on the inside. And we'll see what's going on here. Okay, I mean, it smells watermelon-y-ish, melon-ish, but the color, look at the color. There's some red in there, but it's not as dark as I prefer. The darker the melon, typically the sweeter it is. So let's just take a segment of this. And of course I will save the seeds the best I can. All right. Ooh. That's actually quite sweet. I'm surprised. I thought because it was looking rather anemic that it wouldn't be as sweet, but it's actually quite sweet. Lots of seeds, so I'm going to save the seeds to these for sure. That's kind of a strange aftertaste. I don't know. These were, I had 4 originally on the vines that I had in the tunnel. 2 of them had fallen off out of neglect and were promptly eaten by something. These were the only 2 that were left kind of hanging up. All right, let's see how this one is. I mean, it looks gorgeous. Cut this little stem off here. Okay, I mean, it's about the same color as the other one. All right. It smells good. Let's see how we did here. Okay. Oh, I mean, it tastes so much like summer. It's very bittersweet. Not the flavor of it, but the idea of it is very bittersweet right now because it tastes so... And I just dropped it on the floor. Let's cut another piece. It's bittersweet because it does taste like summer. No, I'm not going to leave that on the floor. All right. Yeah. So that's quite tasty. I'm pleased. Now this one, this one doesn't have as many seeds in it. Oh boy. This is going to be like last year when I did this. Or I just sit here and you guys watch me eat. Cheers. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm always going to grow these watermelons, to tell you the truth. They're dead easy. They're dead easy. As long as they have a good trellis to grow up and decent amount of water and a nice warm location, you know, they'll do well. I've really had great luck with this. The Minnesota midget, not so much. Okay. This year was a total bust for cantaloupes of any kind. I did have a couple other that I was growing that didn't come to anything. So, of course, I wasn't as attentive to my garden this year as I am in years past. So the fact that I got this big Mamacita, a 3-pounder, is really quite exciting. So I now have to. I'm gonna segue. Okay, probably. I have to do this another time because I've got so much other things to do today. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna compile and go through all of my Instagram and Facebook, and I did throw out a little something in the social media ether asking my team members to weigh in on how they did. I know there was quite a number of people who grew Kajari melons this year as opposed to the Minnesota who had really, really great yields out of it. But I want to say that not many people did grow the Minnesota midgets. So I'm going to take a look and see how everybody did. And then I'll come back and we will crown the winner here on this side of the pond. So hang tight. I'll be back in a split second. Well, it's another day, hence the wardrobe change. But I really enjoyed going through the hashtag and finding, it was almost like a research project, going through and finding out who grew what and where and how and all of those lovely things. I made sure for those who have an Instagram presence to put those handles on there. Please check out those people's Instagrams. They also usually will have some kind of a Facebook presence as well. Most of them are just kind of involved with either my page, The Lake Effect Gardener, or in Jane's allotment, but I did find that most of them had Instagram handles. So definitely check out those channels. I couldn't believe, I mean, it took me a few hours to actually go through the hashtag and look at different things. Some of them I was like, oh, that's great. And then I realized they were from last year. I had to look at the dates and everything. Had to make sure too that I was looking at people from North America. So, you know, I lists, lots of lists, went through and checked everybody out and saw who was, you know, from our side of the pond and everything. So, yes, so I was very impressed. I was very impressed with people's growing, and I love that so many people got into it. Thank you so much for joining us on both sides of the pond. I hope this has kind of given you this sense of adventure when it comes to trying something new. And a lot of people didn't grow necessarily the Minnesota Midget or the Sugar Baby, but they tried different melon varieties, which I thought was swell. I'm definitely going to try more melon varieties next year. Absolutely. Something I'm going to plan on doing. But, I mean, you saw where all of these growers came from, all sorts of areas. Kansas, British Columbia in Canada, Chicago, Atlanta. So it's all over. Georgia, Florida, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Ontario, which was really, really cool because Carissa and Chris, they're just literally right across the Niagara River from me, which is really neat. They're actually quite close. And I always think, you know, Canada is really, really close to where I live, but you know, Canada is a completely different country. So, yeah, the results were great. So obviously, winners, we have Ruth Adams. Okay, she grew the biggest Sugar Baby watermelon at 4 pounds and 8 3/4 ounces. That's massive. That's massive. That's nearly 2 pounds more than my Sugar Baby. So congratulations, Ruth. You are the winner. She's from Pennsylvania. Bravo, you. You blew it out of the park, honey. So awesome job. And then the winner for the Minnesota Midgets by a long shot was Leanne Weaver. And she's from Kansas, and she grew 21 Minnesota Midget melons off of 2 vines. Yes. Absolutely incredible. She just kept picking them and picking them and picking them and picking them. And I kind of left hers, I left the 2 winners towards the end of that little montage just so that you could see. I mean, yeah. And Leanne, great job documenting the whole process. I think it's wonderful. She grew other varieties as well, but her Minnesota Midgets really, really raised the bar higher than anything. So bravo to you, Leanne. Great job to you, Ruth. Excellent work, excellent work. I'd like to throw out an honorable mention to Robin from Chicagoland. Some of you know her from Facebook as Robin Allen Miller. And she got 8 Minnesota Midgets off of 2 vines, and her Sugar Baby melon was 3 pounds 1 ounce. So you got me on just 1 ounce there with the Sugar Baby watermelon. But again, Robin did a really great job when it came to documenting her process and everything. There may have been people that I missed, and if that's the case, I apologize. I tell you, if this is not hyperbole, I spent a good 3 hours going through the hashtag and trying to sift through it all. So if you did get, you know, great results that may have beat the American Canadian winners, I didn't see it online. It may not have been documented, or I completely missed it. And if that's the case, please let me know in the comments box below if that was the case. But I'm not going to talk about the overall winning experience, because I think Jane and I would like to get together and maybe have a little bit of a follow-up chat, and we can crown the absolute overall winners of the challenge. So I'm thrilled. Thank you ever so much for joining us in this growing experience. I had a lot of fun doing it. Like I said, I was a little neglectful of my things this year, but I knew that my fellow North Americans had my back. So wonderful. It's been kind of tossed around that there might be another challenge next year. I'm not sure. I don't know. Danny from over at the Grapevine Garden is talking about maybe doing a rutabaga challenge. And if you're from across the pond, you guys call it Swede. But that's because he knows I'm completely horrible at root veg. So I don't know, Danny. I might as well just, buy your crown right now. So, all right. Yay! Challenge over. Exciting. So hopefully Jane and I will follow up with you guys with a fun little video, and we can talk about crowning the transatlantic melon growers for 2022. Yes. All right. So I must go now. I have a laundry list of things to do, including laundry, actually. And there's a couple things I wanted to get done outside, and the sun's going to be setting in about 2 hours. So I got to shake a tail feather, so to speak. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you're all doing really, really well. And I will hopefully see you all really, really soon. Take care.